know until about 5 minutes ago when he pulled up. So Amy did a great job with the surprise. So a huge thank you to the Raceway. It's great to be back in my home state. Great to be back at this track where I got my one and only road course win. The journey here was tough, but as a team back in the day, we could test a lot. We were really committed to figuring this place out and turned it around and had some decent results. And then Marcus Ambrose gave me that one amazing gift going up to turn 1 and shut his car off, and here I am. So, wild day, remember it very vividly. Our daughter was born that following week, our oldest daughter, Genevieve. So my time here in that particular race win and thinking about that now, just kind of on the walk over here, great surprise for today.
Awesome. Now the 30th member of the Sonoma Raceway Wall of Fame, what advice would you give to up-and-coming drivers hoping to build a legacy like yours, both on and off the track?
Gosh, as you say that, I just remembered the first asphalt car I drove was here in 91 or 92. I came here for Skip Barber School. I started racing off-road buggies, and the team owner suggested that I come here and do the driving school. And so I drove a Formula Ford. Didn't really know how to have that apply to the off-road racing I was doing then, or did I know it turned into having a career on the asphalt. But thinking about that kid here, I just showed up with great excitement and interest and dedication to the sport. And so for young kids coming along, you could go to a driving school and just never know where it's going to go. So chase the passion and stay after it.
If you have a question for Jimmie, we have microphones on either side. Jimmie, we saw you taking some laps earlier. How did it feel to be back out there? Posted some pretty good times out there?
Yeah, it's fun to give rides. We have a lot of partners here, friends, and to give them an e-ticket ride around here. It was a lot of fun.
Jordan?
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Do you remember the moment with Marcos, when he ran out of fuel and he kind of handed you the win, and what kind of went through your mind at that moment?
Yeah, we were all trying to save fuel, and the rules, it created more of a consequence if you didn't keep pace car speed. And we were diligent trying to push him. We knew he was down on gas, as were we, but just trying to keep pressure on him. And when I saw the gap opening to the pace car, I knew there was time to pounce. I didn't expect him to have the car off and not get it started. So that was a big surprise. We had decent pace. We led some laps. Marcus was just a little bit better, and then with that gift, put us in a good spot. But I'll never forget on the restart, I had Robbie Gordon next to me. And I thought, man, there's no telling how this is going to end. Thankfully, it stayed clean, and I got it back around.
There's been a lot of talk about SVG, what he's been able to do on road courses, and the best, of all time on the stock cars, that kind of thing. From your perspective, someone who raced against Gordon, Jeff, not Robbie, I guess counts too, but what do you see from SVG, and how would you assess where he's at compared to some others?
Yeah, his understanding of the car and how to position the car, clearly braking is something that he is exceptional at, but it's not just deep braking, it's the way you manage the pedals, how you don't oversaturate the front tires and can use the front tires to turn the car into the corner and carry speed. He makes it look so effortless and carries so much more speed than other cars to the center of the turn. It's just really impressive, and he has such a great feel for it. And then to watch he and Zilich yesterday duke it out in what we saw in Chicago, SVG is really impressive. But to see a young driver come along and duke it out with him at this level is quite impressive as well.
A non-Sonoma question, if you will. The ongoing lawsuit between 2311 and Front Row and NASCAR. Haven't really heard much from your perspective on that. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on this kind of unfolds and where you stand on everything.
Just sit back, watching it all play out as well. Learning a lot about the legal process and the amount of injunctions and then appeals that can take place. It's a big game of chess, a lot of strategy that goes into it all. So just sitting back and observing.
Is there not an outcome you're looking for?
I would love to see a settlement of some kind. I don't think that getting into a knockdown, drag out lawsuit in court is good for anybody. Yeah.
Zach?
Zach Sturniolo, NASCAR.com. Jimmie, First of all, congratulations on the honor here at
Thank you.
Sonoma. Today you also have Eric and John Hunter going head-to-head in the in-season challenge. What have you seen come from this tournament so far, and having both cars at this stage with still a chance for the drivers to win $1 million here? What have you seen from this and the fun that the drivers have had along with it?
That's been it. I mean, it's been a great conversation internally, externally. You can only imagine the taunting that's gone on in our four walls at the shop. I've reminded them that, yeah, there's $1 million on the line here, but if we get a car in the playoffs, there's multiples on the line, so let's not do anything silly. But it's just been good for everyone to have this bracket, to have the conversations around it. I think it's added a layer that the summer stretch can use.
Shane also said something yesterday that caught my ear in terms of after the drivers' meeting in Chicago on Sunday, he said that Kyle Busch talked to him about the battle that Shane and Connor had on Saturday, and him not leaving Connor any room off of turn one. Basically, that there's an expectation in NASCAR road course racing to leave that room on exit, whereas he said anywhere else that move isn't even talked about. That's just a textbook pass. How do you perceive kind of just the road course etiquette and how different it might be here as opposed to racing IMSA or in other forms of racing?
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it in that, or through that lens. Certainly Formula One, they're very specific about who owns the corner and who has the corner at the apex. There are elements on corner exit where, oh, let's smoke this, sorry. Okay, nothing's on fire. That scenario on corner exit I hadn't thought about, but I can see with his road course racing experience and not living in the world of spotters that on corner exit, if you don't see him at your door, that it's your area, your corner. I'm not sure if that's how it really played out. I didn't follow the dialogue after that, but I could see that scenario taking place. Yep.
Major channel announcement. Do you love NASCAR coverage? Well, as part of Frontstretch building its platform, we're now offering an option for paid subscribers. For just $3.99 a month, you'll be rewarded with exclusive content you can't find anywhere else. Beyond the cockpit interviews as soon as they drop. More of the pit road and bullpen weekend content that keeps you coming back to see the who's who of NASCAR explain all of their on and off track conduct. We'll even be doing some where are they now pieces, taking a look at former drivers and owners that made an impact on the sport. Want more direct contact with your favorite Frontstretch reporters? No problem. We'll give you a chance to communicate directly with monthly Q&As. Your questions are what drives us to find answers. That's why we're here. The best seat at the track and the best view on the net for all of your quality motorsports coverage. Come take the green flag with us.